Today we're going to go over marketing attribution models, specifically in Google Analytics, and the pros to cons to each default model that Google provides you. Google provides a set of models that you should really learn to understand so that you can implement to make the best decisions for your marketing campaigns throughout the year. I'm going to go over all of them right now. So the first model is your traditional default model, which is the last click model. The pros to this model is that you're going to understand which channel led to the conversion. However, what last click attribution doesn't keep in mind is all the other touch points that it took for a customer to discover, to research exactly what your brand is selling. So what I mean by that is that if you start with the Google search, you find a brand, and then you leave, and a day later you get a Facebook ad, a remarketing ad. Maybe you discover a new type of model of a drone that you're looking for. So you go to that site and you sign up for their newsletter. You leave, and 2 days later you get a 10% off coupon. Now, the email is going to get 100% of the credit for that conversion, which is great. Now you understand email is really effective at closing lead. But what you're not taking into consideration is that there were two other channels, Google Search and Facebook, that are actually helping a user along that customer buying journey. So that would be a con to last click. However, the pro to it would be if you're just running Google Search, you'd really want to make sure that you have last click model initiated, or if you're just using Facebook, if you're just using one channel, that's when it's a great model to use, because now you understand the exact keyword or ad that is attributed to that closing of the lead. It can also show you which channels are better at closing your leads for you. Next is first click model. Now the first click model is basically going to say if whatever the channel that the user discovers first, they click on the ad, they go to organic or they go to Facebook, and then they make a conversion, no matter what the other channels are, that first channel is going to get credit, 100% credit for the purchase. So you might ask yourself, well, that might be flawed if you're going off the logic of using multiple touch points to get consumers to take an action. But where it's important is if you're trying to understand brand awareness, if you're trying to understand the channels that are best at capturing the user's interest, the initial intent, that's when first click attribution is really important. The cons to it, obviously, is that you're missing all the channels in the middle and potentially the closing channel. If you're interested in measuring your channels equally, then the linear attribution model is going to be best for you. What I mean by that is, let's say you use 4 channels: Google, Facebook, email, and organic search. Now, if a user interacts with all 4 of those channels and then makes a purchase, each one of those channels will receive 25% of the credit, making sure that you understand how each channel is helping for a user to make the conversion that you're going after, the sale or the lead. The cons to the linear attribution model is that it might be harder for you to understand which channel really means the most to the user, but you will know that they all play a role. If you're really concerned with top of the funnel and bottom of the funnel channels and how that affects your advertising, then position-based attribution model is going to be the most ideal model for you to measure performance of your marketing campaigns. Why this helps understand top of the funnel and bottom of the funnel channels the best is because what it does is it allocates 40% to the top of the funnel, the first click, 40% to the bottom of the funnel, your last click, and the remaining 20% of the credit to all the channels that are in between the first and the last click. Again, this is really ideal if you're trying to prove a point to upper management, to your team, on why brand awareness and conversion ad formats are important. Finally, if you're a brand that's getting over 100 conversions a month, you might want to consider the data-driven attribution model. The data-driven attribution model uses historical data to understand which channels are the most essential to your organization, and then it automatically attributes a percentage of the credit to those channels. While I can't give you a definitive benchmark on what the percentages will be because every company is different, this is something that Google has been pushing across all their channels, Google Analytics, Google Ads, so we know that it's going to become more important going forward, and that it's probably going to give companies a better outlook in terms of a customized attribution model to their company. So I hope this helps you better understand Google attribution models, and if you're unsure how this is going to affect your reporting, I created a full-length tutorial video on how to use the Google Model Sync Comparison tool. You can see historically how it would affect your reporting and even which channels are more important based on the models. And if you have any questions, throw us a comment below and I'll be sure to answer them.